Hey everybody, John C.
Denise Richards and the lovely Lulu.
Welcome back to All Things Home. And I'm super excited because we are only 7 days away from loosening our belt straps and gorging ourselves in ham and turkey stuffing.
Or as Lulu likes to call it, big chicken.
Big chicken time. I love that. What's your favorite? What do you like to eat for Thanksgiving?
The turkey and the gravy
Really?
and the stuffing and the mashed potatoes. And I don't really have a favorite, apparently.
I'm not a turkey fan.
Love it all.
Really? All right. You sticking around for this Thanksgiving?
Yes.
Going up north?
Nope. Going to hang out at home, have my sister and my daughter, and we're just going to have a nice little family gathering.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah, how about you?
Well, Angie said we're inviting somebody over.
Is it a surprise?
No, she told me the other day. Sweet family from our church with some kids. We're excited.
That sounds exciting. It sounds awesome. You know, our good friend Karen, HR by Karen, she always has a friend's giving, she calls it.
Love it.
Love that.
She's a giver.
Yes, she is.
She has people come over to her home who maybe don't have a family to spend Thanksgiving with. Awesome job. Shout out. Karen, HR, love you.
We do.
Good
We
job
love
with
you to
that.
pieces. And so today is November 16th. It is 1 week before Thanksgiving. But you know what else it is today, John?
What else it is today?
It's the Great American Smokeout.
What does that
Everybody
even
who
mean?
smokes should quit instantaneously right now.
Get the patch.
Done. Psh.
Chew the gum.
Or, no pun intended, cold turkey.
Cold turkey.
It's also National Button Day.
Oh, I got some buttons.
Okay, button. Who's got the button? Do you remember that game? Or was
Nope.
that before your time?
Way before my
Oh,
time,
I think
Denise.
it was actually before mine. And it's actually National Fast Food Day. So if you've sworn off fast food, today's your day. You can have it.
Fries. We love fries, don't we?
Yes,
Anyways,
indeedy.
welcome back to All Things Home, folks. Let's talk about something that's a little more important. Before we do that, though, let's remind them what we talked about last week.
Yeah.
Our episode last week was definitely the best we've ever done.
Ever.
And we talked about reverse mortgages.
We did. Something I'm very passionate about. Something that if you are over 62, it should be something that you should at least investigate.
You should investigate it like a private investigator, like a police officer.
That's right, like the old sleuth.
You should check it out, and you should talk to Denise about it.
That's right.
Or you should watch our video from last month.
You
last
might learn
week.
a thing or two. Yep, just last week, John.
Dribbling on myself here. My mouth is
We
dry.
might
I'm
have
dribbling.
to do a take two now because that was kind of disgusting. I'm just going to throw it out there. Anyway, so last week we talked about reverse mortgage, which is very exciting for me,
Was
very
exciting.
passionate.
That was
But
great.
this week, John, what are we going to talk about this
Inflation.
week? What do you have?
Inflation. Here's what I have, inflation. Let's talk about inflation. I saw this article. I know you may be thinking, which I was too, what does inflation have to do with housing? All right? A lot of people will ask that, like, John, why would you talk about inflation? Does that have something to do with homes, home mortgages, buying, selling a home? Yes, it does.
Oh, yeah.
So this article talks about how inflation eased in October as it continues to cool, which I think overall is a good thing for us here in the U.S. The article talks about how the goal of the U.S. government for percentage-wise, because they want inflation. They just don't want crazy inflation.
Right.
So crazy
Healthy
inflation.
growth versus inflation, right? Okay.
Man, you said that well. So yeah, basically they want to shoot for 2%. 2% price increase. Basically, when I think of inflation, I think of things going up in price every year, 2%. So right now we're on track for 3.2%. They've got it down to that. If you recall last year, we were up around 9%
Over
inflation.
9, yeah, it was horrific.
Yeah. So what does that mean for people? Well, if their home was that they were going to buy was $100,000 at that 9% inflation, just because of inflation, not even price increases and homes going up naturally in value, they're going to be $109,000. So your purchase price was going to be different on any home if that's the rate it keeps going at. Thoughts?
The other piece to that is that not just the homes are inflating in price or had, but everything, groceries, gas, everything, your utilities, everything. And so when you're talking about somebody trying to qualify for a home, not only has the home price gone up at that point, but everything else did too, making it much more difficult for people to qualify. And sadly, wages did not go up 9%, not commensurate with the price of the homes and the price of our goods and, services. Everything has just gone up. But what's the good news, John?
So the good news is if you own, well, first of all, it's been at 3.2 and it's continuing to come down. That's part of the good news, right? Now they want to get it at 2%. Good target, I guess. I'm not an economist type guy, but that's good, I hear. Let's talk about housing. Why is it important then to own a house at any point, especially when inflation is high? Why do you think that would be? I'll tell you why.
Do it.
Because I know you're thinking hard about this. Well, think about it. If you own a house, for $100,000 versus the guy beside you who doesn't own his house, and inflation goes up 9%. Your home now is, because of just inflation, not even home price increases, is now worth $109,000. Whereas the guy who doesn't have a house and he's paying rent every month, he is missing that $9,000 every year.
He's missing all that growth and appreciation for the home that is purchased versus rented.
There you go.
So even though prices at a certain time may seem really high, or even interest rates may seem really high, we're still going to have that growth. We're still going to be ahead of the game if you buy now.
Have a home. Enjoy your home. Let the inflation build. Not a big deal. It's not the end of the world if it goes up 3%, 4%.
Yeah.
Because your home's value is going up typically with that in regards to just the inflation.
Mindless money growth. How about that?
Let's start a new YouTube channel and call it that. Mindless.
Mindless money growth.
Love it. Love it. All right, let's do this. With that, we normally have a market news section as well, too, but this is part of the market news. This is what's going on in our market.
It is, and I will just touch on that. With inflation easing, so have mortgage rates. I'm actually seeing more, I get these notifications when we have a rate change, and more of them are down. Rates are improving and not worsening. So it's a good feeling. It brings a smile to my face every time I see one of those notifications.
Yes.
So we're in a good place right now, and it's just going to keep getting better.
So I think, and you're the expert on this, so tell me if I'm wrong. I think I've seen in the last 2 weeks rates have dropped slightly each week. Mm-hmm. Interest rates.
Yes.
Wonderful.
I would absolutely agree with that. It's very exciting.
Wonderful. So I was showing a buyer a home last Saturday, new couple, little baby on the way, super excited for them. They asked me, what do I think the market's going to do? Of course, I did explain to them how interest rates have been dropping slightly and that they will probably continue to drop in the course of 2024. So you know what their response was? Well, then maybe we should wait to purchase a house. Mm-hmm. I said, well, here's the deal. If you're going to wait to buy a house, all people in your boat are also probably waiting to purchase a house. What does that mean? When a rate hits a certain number, maybe 6.5 or something like that, a lot of people start jumping off the fence. So now you're competing against a lot of people. Whereas right now, you may not be competing against as many people because people maybe don't want a 7.5% interest rate.
You're kind of in a buyer's market right now where we haven't been in a very long time. And it's your opportunity to get in especially if you have financing, to get an offer accepted right now. I'm busier right now than I have been all year.
Awesome.
And a lot of my clients are done waiting, and they realize that you have to have the mentality of marrying the property and dating the rate. Because the rate is inconsequential. It's going to go away. You're going to refinance that. But the home price is just going to go up. Up.
Great point, Denise. With that, let's connect him real quick with somebody that we've come to know recently. His name is Dan. I'm going to pull up his contact info here. Dan Noel. And his company is On Par Home Concierge.
Oh, I love that.
Don't you love that? And Dan is a handyman. And Dan is very trustworthy because he used to be in the police force years ago, from what I understood. I talked to him. I know.
I can't wait to meet him tomorrow.
You're going to meet him tomorrow. And he's a great guy. So if you are looking for home services like handyman type work around your house, reach out to Dan. We'll put his contact info below. He would love to talk with you and help you with things relating to your house. Handyman work. Fix this, fix that.
Any idea?
Lee and Collier County.
Lee and Collier. Oh,
I know.
Awesome.
Not sure if he goes to Charlotte County. They'll have to ask about that.
Yeah,
okay.
We'll touch on that for
We'll
sure.
touch on that for sure. We will. This was a great episode. If you haven't yet, like and subscribe to our videos. Thanks to all who are watching this. We'll see you next week on Thanksgiving Day, a special Thanksgiving Day video.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.